Hello, today I'm going to talk about a vocabulary strategy called vocab notebooks. This strategy works well for all 6 through 12 students, and we believe this is a good tool, especially for art classes. This activity can be done as a class or individually. It asks the students to identify the vocabulary word, the text it is from, and the page number if applicable. Then students write the sentence the word comes from to provide context. After this, the student will write the definition in their own words, preferably. For better comprehension, the student will write synonyms, antonyms, and then draw a picture to represent the vocab word. As we researched strategies that are best for 6 through 12 students, we came across a PDF that was full of vocab exercises. Elia read through a good portion of them, and we decided that vocabulary notebooks are a good fit for multiple reasons. This strategy works well because each student is asked to write the definition in their own words, which forces them to really understand what the word means. This is also a great strategy for students when they aren't required to work on vocab. It can help them with a random word that they find in any text that they aren't familiar with. It also covers all the levels of Bloom's taxonomy, and it incorporates visual elements, which is good for the art content. Integrating this into an art classroom would be simple. At the beginning of the course, we would have the students create their notebooks. This is as easy as them just having a spiral notebook designated for vocab words. Then for each art movement or unit that we cover, we would give our students a list of words that would be required to document in their notebooks. The student would be able to write other words as well. A good example for a unit would be pop art. There are many hard to understand words associated with this movement, so having this notebook would be beneficial for the students. So how do we know if this strategy works? Well, for starters, we can assess performance on quizzes and exams. However, we know that not all students are great at testing. So we found another strategy, or a game really, that would be fun for the students. This game is called Vocabulary Pictionary, in which we split students into groups of 3 or 4 and designate one student from each group to illustrate the vocabulary words. The student guesses the term and are awarded points for correctly identifying the word. This is a competitive and fun way to see how well students are understanding the content. For our text, we chose an article from Khan Academy about pop art, which, as I mentioned earlier, has many hard to understand words. The article mentions many words that even we as art students currently aren't familiar with and know would be difficult for high schoolers to understand. Appropriate, render, silkscreen, combine, painting, Ben-Day dots, all of these words are words from the article that are associated with the pop art movement that would be great examples for student notebooks. Lastly, we made an example based on this article to show you how this strategy works. We chose the word coining. The sentence reads, critic Lawrence Alloway and artist Richard Hamilton are usually credited with coining the term, possibly in the context of Hamilton's famous collage from 1956. Elia decided to write her own sentence rather than a definition, which is totally acceptable, and she wrote, "My brother is coining several scientific terms in his magnetic caloric research defense." Synonyms include invent, formulate, antonyms include finish, discontinue, and Aaliyah drew a start ribbon, like for a race. Thank you for watching. We hope you are able to implement this vocabulary strategy into your own classrooms.